Welcome to Swifties at Midnight.
We're Anne.
And Steffanie, and we're so excited to have you join us. We're here to keep you in the lavender haze with the latest updates in Taylor's world and discuss the amazing love, light, and poetry she brings to all of us. Make sure to stay by subscribing, and don't forget to share with all of your Swiftie friends.
Hey.
Hello. How are you?
Good. In my fearless cardigan.
In your beautiful cardigan. Okay, show us
It's
all the
so
details if you're
it's
watching
got
on
the pretty
YouTube.
stars and it's it's kind of like it's not brown, it's like a goldy tan. It's very grown up Fearless Taylor's version. Not Fearless like original Fearless. I think
Yeah.
that's why the vibe might feel off to some people, but it's very cozy and warm and just in time for it to get 100 degrees here. But I'll wear it while I can.
Who cares? You wear it inside when the AC is pumping.
I
Yeah.
do. I do. I still get cold inside. So,
Yep. Same.
uh,
I do my work in the basement of our house, and
mm,
my husband needs the top floor of the house to be very cold. And so in turn, that makes the basement
mm.
like freezing. So I always have a heated blanket and a sweater on, even in July. Yeah. I need more cardigans.
Hmm.
Well, what kind of Swifty news do we have this week?
So, not too much. Again, Taylor's still laying low, which proves that if she doesn't want to be seen, she's not.
Mhm.
Uh, but there's a couple things that we've just kind of been watching out for. One thing I noticed, I mean, other people noticed too, but it's funny now even big news outlets are clowning, basically. They're reporting a new Taylor Swift album is imminent. I saw Du Moi and Metro News are reporting that a new Taylor Swift album is coming out anytime now, and it's got a 1989 pop vibe, and it sounds like so many desperate Swifties, what I was reading. And I was like, come on, catch up with us Swifties. Ever like the day after the Tortured Poets Department came out, that's what all of us were saying.
Yeah. And we all just wanted more immediately, and it's yeah, we're greedy. I keep saying it, but we're so greedy as Swifties. Um, I think you said something to me like, does Taylor know that this
Hmm.
album is coming out?
Hmm. I'm sure she has plans, but like at this point, I've heard so much clowning that for some reason, hearing it come from a big news outlet is just hilarious. Like
It
it's
is
so
really
funny to
funny.
me.
It is really funny. It makes you wonder if like they're just like, hey, we haven't had any Taylor Swift news lately. What can we just like talk about?
Hmm.
Like me and you. We're literally talking about
Yeah.
how we're waiting for something. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun. We did just celebrate last week. Our whole episode was celebrating the Torture Post Department
Yeah, full
release,
year.
but it was really fun to watch everybody's posts come through of
Hmm.
remembering what it was like when it happened. And yeah, that was so fun. We'll never get to hear Fortnite for the first time ever again.
Or see that little like 10-second clip. Bum, 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 bum. Taylor throwing a chair against the wall.
Yes.
That little
Mm,
electric thing on her head.
yeah.
I was
And
like, I
doing science
knew this was
experiments
gonna
on
be an
her.
insane asylum vibe.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, this has been the biggest break of her releasing albums since 2019. She has released an album every single year, at least one,
Hmm.
every single year
If not more.
since her Lover album. Uh, why don't you walk us through each of those ones? Because I
Okay.
questioned you on this. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. How has she released an album every single year for the past 6 years? And you're like, This is
Well,
how.
we're counting Taylor's versions, starting with Lover, August 23rd, 2019. Folklore, July 24th, 2020.
So
Not,
almost a year on that
yeah,
one,
yeah, like 11 months.
but not quite.
But then December 11th, 2020, we got Evermore. And then April 9th, 2021, we got Fearless, Taylor's version.
Like 6 months, no, 5 months, 4 months.
Yeah. Then November 12th, 2021, we got Red, Taylor's version. And in there we got the in between those dates, I believe we got the oh no, we didn't quite yet get the Eras Tour announcement. That's later. No, no, no.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
Midnights came out October 21st, 2022. Um, and in between the Speak Now Taylor's version announcement, which was so Speak Now Taylor's version came out July 7th, 2023, and in between there we got the Eras Tour announcement.
Yeah.
Um, 1989 Taylor's version came out October 27th, 2023, and then of course we got the Tortured Poets Department along with the anthology on April 19th, 2024. So less than a year between every album.
Yeah.
For in less than 6 years, Taylor released 9 albums. One was a double album. So she has not let a year go by without releasing an album since August 23rd, 2019. So the fact that we have had over a year where she has not released an album is a little just odd. Not odd. She's taking a break, clearly.
Yeah.
It's like a new pace that she set for herself.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I definitely think that is because her and Travis are probably falling into a nice relationship pace.
Mhm.
Um, and she's also just probably wanting to move into this less like busy go 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 version of her life. Like that's totally fine to not be
Yeah.
constantly working.
I think back in 2019 when she the whole scooter thing happened
Mm,
and she got to start making her own albums, right? And owning her music with Lover. It was probably super motivating and she had all this adrenaline to like do
mm,
it. And I don't know how she must have planned the Eras tour starting back in 2020 is my assumption. But
mm,
even though she does talk about how we had no idea when we were going to have live music again, if we were
mhm.
going to have live music again, but she released two brand new albums and she never got to have Loverfest all in a year, pretty much, pretty just a little bit over a year. And so she must have like started to plan it. I'm sure. And then knowing all these Taylor's versions were going to start coming out too. So she must have literally been running on like pure like adrenaline and excitement, right? For like this new era of her life, not necessarily like an album era, but like this big blow up that she's
Yeah.
having, you know? And then you got to come down sometime. Like you can't live that life
For
forever.
sure.
It'll totally destroy you if you do. So I think you're right. She's probably just setting a new pace and
Hmm.
trying to tell us Swifties that it's okay.
Hmm.
Enjoy what you have and savor it for a little bit. And then she'll just like come out of nowhere with something, I'm sure. We don't know what it's going to be, but we talked about last week the rumors of the violinist
Hmm.
announcing that he's working on a TS-12. So I'm sure something's coming, but we're all
Yeah.
just like,
It might not be till 2026 the TS12
it's
comes out.
it's possible. Yeah. She gave us a double album. What's our
Hmm.
problem?
Yeah. I bet Reputation and Debut are recorded.
I bet they are too. And she said in her People magazine interview that the Reputation tracks are going to be fire, or the Vault tracks
Yeah.
are going to be fire. So,
Cannot wait to hear those.
do you think one of them is like literally fire themed?
Oh, I would love that.
That would be so great. She would do that to us.
I cannot wait. Can absolutely not wait. But yet I can wait, and I
I I can wait too. It's
will.
gonna be okay. A lot of the talk around Tortured Poets Department, this anniversary that we just had was like, really, I have never loved an album more that I could listen to the entire thing every single day for a year and I'm still not sick of it. I'll be the first to admit that I have some skip tracks. I
I'm
have
sorry,
some
Robin.
I do skip Robin too. And I can't think of what the other one is. There's like one for sure. And it's not that I like don't like it. It's like I don't like singing to it,
Hmm.
you know? Or maybe I just don't relate as much with it. I don't know. Um, but for the most part, like
Hmm.
instead of the how it used to be like, oh, there's like two or three songs that I just keep going back to and listen to over and over again. There's like maybe two or three songs that I don't listen to over
Yeah.
and over
Yeah.
again. Out of what, 30? There's 30 songs. So
31.
31, yeah. So we're good for a little bit. Like it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I still couldn't name every song on Debut, so
I can't either.
I gotta go back. Debut is one of those albums that it's a little bit of a harder listen for me because I'm not a big country fan.
Same.
Uh, but there are some really good ones on there. Uh, but I want it's one of those ones where I just need to listen to it more because the more I listen to it, the more I like it. It's just that when I sit down to listen to music, I'm like, oh, I could listen to Debut or I could listen to Evermore.
Right. Exactly. And if I'm in like a fun mood, I want to listen to Midnights or 1989.
Hmm.
Yeah. I
Well,
just have Debut in my Taylor Swift playlist.
mm,
So when I have it on shuffle, I
mhm.
listen
You
to it
get the
on
songs.
shuffle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well,
Speaking of sitting down and listening, um, I listened to all of Taylor's track fives today.
me too. What a weird coincidence.
Ah,
Jake.
it's like today's episode topic is Taylor's track fives. What is significant about Taylor's track five of all her albums?
Well, after the first few albums, the Swifties started to notice that she was putting extremely vulnerable, like sad, either sad or more like intense, I guess. I
Hmm.
had another word for it, but intense songs as track five. And I'm sure there's probably like a production standpoint of this, right? Where you want like the poppy singles to be first, and then you put like some breaks in there, and then maybe you put a sad song as like number five, but it wasn't intentional, at least at first,
Hmm.
because back in 2019, Taylor was doing an Instagram live and she started talking about her track fives. And of course, the Swifties have like screen recorded this and you can search it and you'll find it really fast, especially on TikTok. Um, but she was just saying how the fans were telling her this that she was having these vulnerable songs on track five. And she's like, oh, I didn't even really realize that or intentionally do that. But I decided to start doing it. And this is when she was announcing Lover. And so she put The Archer intentionally as a track five. And then ever since then, we've just had like
Hmm.
heart-wrenching song after heart-wrenching song as track number five. And I did hear this theory a while ago, maybe a couple of years ago, but I was curious to know how you first heard about this theory, Anne,
Um,
which is a proven theory now. Yeah.
Yeah, oh man, I don't know if I can even like trace back to when I first heard it. Ever since I started like really liking Taylor Swift, it's just always been the thing. Like, oh yeah, those track fives. It's just like part of the fandom. And so I probably just went and looked it up, like, what's up with Taylor's track fives? And it was just like Taylor's track fives are known to be really like the deep cuts, you know?
Mhm.
And Taylor described them as being honest, emotional, vulnerable, and personal. And that is exactly what they are. And I mean, some people just like I remember some people when Tortured Poets Department came out were saying they were going to skip right to track five and then go back to the beginning because they really wanted to like feel the pain, which like that's so long London. And every single track five will just it's gut wrenching and some are kind of wrapped up in a, a more like cuter rapper, but they're still sad and emotional. I think the quintessential track five for me is The Archer.
Yeah.
And
And
maybe the quintessential track five for, who you are as a person depends on, you know, what you've gone through. But for me, it's The Archer. And I'm sorry I interrupted you. Go ahead.
oh, it's okay. Um, I don't remember what I was going to
No,
say. It's okay.
I've lost it.
Um,
Should we go
yeah.
through the track fives and talk about them a little bit? Because they kind of evolve and really fit in well with her eras.
They really do. As we were going through these, because I've been listening to them today, I was like, you know what? These are some of my all-time favorite songs.
Mm.
And didn't realize they were track fives. I had heard this theory, but I never like sat down and like looked at them until literally today. And so I was looking at them today. I was like, oh my gosh, these are some of my top songs. And so that was really exciting to see. I will say, debut is Cold as You. It's not one of my top songs. I definitely I would prefer to hear from the debut album. I would have preferred to hear like Picture to Burn or Tim McGraw, right? Like those aren't the deep cut songs, but
But like when you look at the song that like Taylor pulls out and it's not about like it's about the most hurtful thing.
yeah.
This is what it is. Like, I have never experienced pain as much as what you have done to me. I have never been anywhere as cold as you. You suck,
Yeah.
is what this song is.
Yeah, it really is. I she goes, I cried for you. And then I died for you. Like,
Hmm.
how dare you? How dare you
Yeah.
make me go through that? And I think this is a perfect like our very first real heartbreak song as a teenager because you
Mhm.
hold a lot of like animosity towards that person that very first broke your heart. Yeah.
Yeah,
And teenage
it's
boys are stupid and
oh
they
yeah.
don't get it. And so they move on really fast. But then the girl is like, "What did you do to me?" Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
for sure.
Cold as
Very
You
cold.
is very like I am trying and you are the problem. Uh, you put up walls. Like she says, you put up walls and paint them a shade of gray. And I am here loving you, and you wish them all away. It's like I am trying, and you're doing nothing. And imagine like a 15-year-old girl writing that. Like,
Yeah.
it's so sad,
It is so sad. Like, I feel like
Taylor.
so many people can relate to that in their relationship. Like, hey, I gave it everything, and then you just like then you ghosted me, or you gave me the cold
Hmm.
shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's very like teenage love for sure, but like also like a lot of
It's also
about track
deep.
five. Huh?
Oh, but it's also kind of deep.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, for sure. It's because it's very like another theme in track five is like you hurt me, but now I'm gonna I'm gonna go because this is over.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but that's often part of it. Is it's all about vulnerability too, and sometimes when you are vulnerable, you have to lay things bare and be like, this isn't working for me, and I'm leaving.
And I will be gone now.
Yep,
Bye.
exactly.
Yeah. Uh, for Fearless, it is White Horse. And this is a very stark contrast
Yeah.
to her big songs on Fearless because they're like love story and, you know, oh my gosh, why are the other Fearless songs like um
Fearless.
You Belong With Me, like these like cutesy like love songs, right? And then we have White Horse, which is like
Mhm.
the anti love story. It's like the
Hmm.
opposite of a fairy tale. And she says that somewhere, this is not a fairy
I'm not a
tale. This ain't no
princess.
fairy
This
tale.
ain't a fairy tale.
Exactly. Um, sorry. I'm struggling to like put sentences together. Okay.
It's very like, listen, let's face reality. Uh, this is not what you said it was gonna be. This is not some love story. Um, she said, I was a dreamer before you let me down.
Oh, oh, how dare you take that away from her?
Yeah, and now it's too late. And again, she called herself naive.
Hmm.
Oh, I was naive and got lost in your eyes. And she said this was my mistake. I
And
didn't
then she
know.
will, the best lines, she will find someone who will actually treat her well.
Yeah, and that's
Like,
oh. And again, it's
so much fun.
another one. I love track fives because it's so often they're about like this the failures of these relationships are not my fault. And she does have songs where she does take accountability. So she doesn't always
Yes.
push things off, but like so often women take on relationship failures as their own when they're not. And so she is just like, you hurt me again, get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find
And
somebody who will
she,
actually treat me well.
yeah. And she realizes maybe she was naive and didn't like see the signs or whatever,
Mm,
but
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
but also it was his fault. These next two songs are
Very
famously
cool.
written about somebody.
Yes. Yes. John
A
Mayer.
sigh, a big sigh for John Mayer. Eye roll.
Anybody that would date somebody who is with that big of an age gap and that young, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah,
Taylor was 19 and John Mayer was 31. Is that right?
yeah. I'll tell you a little story about me when I was 19. Actually, I was 18. Okay, but I was almost 19. Um, I was just dating around just for fun. And but I knew these two guys. They were really good friends and they were 30 and 31. And I wanted to date one of them so bad. And they let me hang out with them, which probably they shouldn't have. But we were all hanging out in the same kind of groups and stuff. But then I ended up hanging out with them like a lot. And I almost kissed one of them. And he was like, I'm sorry, this is not a good idea.
Hey, good
And he
for
took a
him.
step back and waited. And freaking John needed to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why didn't he do that?
And I've heard some people blame Taylor. But why would you blame the person that's
The
practically a child?
young, naive person. Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know any better. When
It's
I
the
was
man in his
19, I didn't
30s.
see that. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
see the age gap.
Yeah, and
I was
Taylor
just having fun.
at what, like 20 years old when she wrote this, or she might have even still been 19, said, "Don't you think 19 was too young to be messed with?" Like
Yeah.
the whole song when I listen to it, it makes me so sick to hear. You're an expert at sorry and keeping lines blurry. And she's just like, you can hear how sad and angry she is. And like famously, her mom, Andrea, told her to like put all her anger and pain into a song. And this is where Dear John came from.
Thank
And
you, Miss Swift. Or Andrea. Thank you, Andrea.
and well, this is like for me, I feel like looking through um her track fives, I feel like this is like the first like really pointed like I am on a mission track five.
Yes. How dare you?
And it's so funny. I mean, I'm sure she did this on purpose. It is written like a letter and it is called Dear John.
Here, John.
And it is pretty much an open letter to John Mayer.
Mhm.
Like, hey, John, whenever somebody thinks of you, I want to think this, I want them to think this man dates inappropriately younger women.
Yep.
And that's exactly what I think of John Mayer.
Me too. Shoot. I don't even remember what his famous song was. You don't need to remind me.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't either. Whenever I
this
think John Mayer, I think, oh yeah, that guy that dated Taylor Swift when she was too
when
young
she
to be
was too
messed with.
young. Yeah. She said, I'll look back and regret how I ignored when they said, run as fast as you can. People
Hmm.
were even warning her, like, hey, he does this. But
Right.
that's not on her, that's on him. Like, he shouldn't be doing that.
Right. Yeah, you should have known. It
Yep,
says so many times in that song, you should have known.
you should have known. You were the
Yeah.
adult, like, experienced adult. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Ah,
just imagine just this 30-something-year-old man making this 19-year-old girl cry. Like it says, I cried all night long.
ugh, gross.
Yeah.
Can we move on? I don't want
Yeah,
to
but
talk
the
about
next
him
one's not
anymore.
much better.
No, it's not actually. But this one is interesting as I was doing research on track fives. It's a controversial one. I didn't realize because All Too Well is the song, All Too
Hmm.
Well.
Hmm.
And
Red.
but it's not All Too Well 10-minute version.
Yeah, it's just all too well when it came out.
Yeah. And so some people were like, yeah, I rank this one super low because it's not the 10-minute version. I'm like, but this is the one that started it all. It is this epic story
Hmm.
of how she was taken advantage of and
Hmm.
told and totally fallen in love, totally convinced they were in love, and then got it all ripped away from her. And it led into the 10-minute version, which led into a complete short film and has been such an epic story for her to give to us, as she has said so many times before. Uh, and so why I don't understand why people like don't see this as their track five. I even heard somebody say, well, I would have rather had um I can't remember which one they said, a different Red song as the track five. Like,
Hmm.
this isn't actually my track five. I'm like, but it is the track, it is the fifth track. So what? I don't understand.
And honestly, I still don't love the age difference between Jake Gyllenhaal and Taylor Swift here. Again, it's a little better. It's 9 years. But again, she was still like 21 and he was like
It's
32.
supposed to be fun when you're turning 21.
Mm-hmm. And again, when you're a little older, the age difference is okay. It's that power imbalance of somebody in a
Yeah.
totally different time in their lives. Uh, but and that's where you end up with this kind of story that you see playing out in All Too Well, where it's like all your friends are older. I feel really abandoned, and I we don't have anything in common, and it's that is the kind of thing that these kind of things can lead to. Anyway, the lyrics of All Too Well are still beautiful. It doesn't have all the deep cuts that All Too Well 10-minute version does.
Yes.
Because it really adds some beautiful things
Oh,
into it,
for
some
sure.
of those lines that really get to you. I would love to know the full story behind the 10-minute version, like what was cut from the original version that was released with Red and what was added on later, you know?
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, but I do remember when Red Taylor's version came out and everybody was making videos on TikTok that was like, Jake, what did you do to Taylor? His Instagram was just flooded with hate comments. He turned off his comments.
Yeah.
Same with John Mayer. Um, but Taylor has, I mean, been very open, like, guys, please don't stop it. At the Eras tour, when she played Dear John, she was like, I am only playing this song because I am proud of it, okay? All Too Well is beautiful. It's the only song that I cried during while I was at the Eras tour.
Oh.
And I had the cute little The Best Day mashup.
Yeah, and don't you ever grow up? Oh,
Uh-huh.
never grow up.
Uh-huh.
I was
Uh,
bawling and I was watching that on a screen.
maybe it's because my friend Haley was next to me absolutely bawling, and I was like, I've got to be
Oh.
strong. But yeah, All Too Well is one of my favorites, even if it's just the boring old like 4 minute version. Boring. Okay, it's not boring, but
We
yeah.
love the 4-minute version, but we're obsessed with the 10-minute version for sure.
Obsessed with the 10-minute version.
Obsessed. Yes. Because there is so much beautiful imagery.
Mm-hmm.
But then also I think we all feel like we are a part of it. Like we were in that car with them or we were like in the kitchen dancing with by the refrigerator light because we can just picture it and we just understand where she was at. And we all know Jake Gyllenhaal, right? Like he does have
Hmm.
very charismatic, romantic personality to him. And so we can see the story playing out and how it could have
Yeah.
ended so painfully for her.
Yeah.
So sad.
So moving on to 1989's track five, which is All You Had to Do Was Stay.
This is another controversial one. Controversial one.
I think it's my least favorite track five. It's not a bad track five,
I get it. Like they're most of them are angsty and like
but I love Delicate.
lower. Okay, I was trying to understand why Delicate is a track five, like, and not controversial because I know it's delicate,
Yeah,
but
we'll
she's
get
like
into that. We'll
awesome
get
love.
into
Okay,
that when
sorry,
we go to
getting ahead of
Delicate.
ourselves. But
Mine is more, I think a lot of it um is to do with like the super super poppy feel and the catchy lyrics. It's got a lot of like haze in it and like it does it's all wrapped in a very bouncy boppy uh beat. But it does have deep lyrics underneath it. And that is just like 1989 for the most part. Every single every single song is if it's not like outright just like I feel like Out of the Woods is one of the songs that's like outright a really deep song, but like if it's not just outright a really deep song, it has a deeper meaning underneath or is something that is being sung in a really deep way with a big smile on your face.
yes,
And I
yeah.
feel like this is one of those songs that's a deeper song, but Taylor's singing it at you with a big old smile on her face.
It's like I can do it with a broken heart,
Yeah.
but not as obvious. Yeah. Yeah. So she has some pretty deep lyrics in here, like just in the chorus, like, why did you have to go and lock me out when I let you in? You immediately put up walls and now you say you want me back, but all you had to do was just stay. You didn't have to leave
Hmm.
and try and do this
Hmm.
again. I think Taylor is so good at moving on. I have a feeling like that's one of her biggest strengths,
Hmm.
except for maybe with Maddie Healy, but
Mm.
uh
We all make horrible, terrible mistakes.
horrible.
There's a lot of like teeny bopper imagery and like a little cliche lines in this song
Sure,
too. Like
sure,
the
yeah.
you had me in the palm of your hand, now you're calling me up. I've been picking up the pieces. Like it's got all these it's got the like pleading of like we could have been so much, but you made a mistake.
Yeah.
Again, another track five classic of, hey, uh, you suck.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and I can see how like some people are like, well, there's not a lot of substance to there's this song, and it's true. There's a lot of just repetitive lyrics, and so I get it. Um, but it's still kind of an angsty song. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, it's still a
Yeah,
you suck
not
song.
like this, not like this. You know, it's like
Yeah.
it's a lot of it's lamenting.
Mm.
It's definitely does not have a happy meaning to it. It's very just nothing about it is a happy song. Um, but
Yeah.
1989 is very poppy, and if Taylor wanted to get this subject matter across, this is how she wanted to do it. And again, it's kind of like it reminds me of like Die with a Smile, you know, it's like
Yeah. Yeah.
here
Yeah.
we are. Well,
Sucks that
okay.
she has to. Okay, so explain to me how Delicate is a track five.
Delicate
I
is,
love this song.
oh, I love it so much. It's all about being vulnerable by, it's just like, okay, be who you are, even if it's silly and uh dumb. And like the Delicate music video is her like dancing and
Like
just,
nobody's watching, basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and part of that is like the song is delicate. Um, it's like I am giving you myself and I'm delicate, and the whole song is about vulnerability. And that's why she's dancing like nobody's watching.
Okay.
And that's why it's a track five. Because at the core of it, it's about vulnerability.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense to me because I'm like, this relationship seems like they seems to like each other, right? She
Hmm.
literally says it's the very first thing she says, my reputation's never been worse, so you must like me for me.
Hmm.
So it's like that's a great thing. But
Right. This is the
yeah.
first track five where she actually seems happy, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
We all know that Reputation is the real lover album. So
exactly.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, she is kind of, she seems like she's actually in a healthy relationship. And if in fact in this whole album, she feels like she's in a healthy relationship whenever the songs are about love.
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense to me about Delicate. And I'm embarrassed to say, before the Eras Tour movie, I didn't really know the song The Archer at all. I didn't know it existed. I'm so sorry. So
Archer's
I want to hear
beautiful.
that everything about it from you.
The Archer is this song about, I mean, I'm sure you've kind of deciphered this yourself a little bit, but it's this like, I see it as this inner battle of feeling like not being good enough, who could ever, like the line, who could ever leave me, but who would ever
Who could
stay?
stay?
Like that false bravado that you have, where like on the outside you're like, yeah, I'm the best thing at this party, but also maybe you don't really feel that. Like the imposter syndrome just like seeps in.
Yeah.
Um, and it's like working that out with somebody because you have inner turmoil that is seeping out into your relationship. So
Yeah.
it's this like the line, help me hold on to you. It's like, help me help you, help you help me.
Yes. Help me help you help me.
I've been the archer, I've been the prey. I've been where you have been, and you've been where I've been. So let's try to work this out together,
Mhm.
is how I see it. I see right through
Yeah.
me. You see right through me. I see right through me.
I was just having this conversation with one of my sisters today. Nobody sees your flaws more than your partner and yourself. And when your partner points out your flaws and your insecurities, it doesn't make you want to fix them, right? It just makes things worse. And you become either defensive or removed. And
And
so,
go on.
yeah, it like just makes your insecurities, it gives them proof, right? It's a tricky balance
Yeah.
of figuring out how it affects your partner,
Hmm.
um, and then how much your partner's just saying those things to hurt you, right? Which usually is not the case. It's usually
You'd
not the
hope not,
case.
yeah.
They are just noticing it and giving you that feedback because it's affecting them. And so it's so hard because again, it's giving your insecurities proof and you can take that however, like it's up to you to do it, give it back. Oh my gosh, why is this so hard? It makes so much sense in my head, and
Right?
I
Same.
just want to get it out because I
And
literally had this conversation
I feel
earlier.
like this is a lot of what The Archer is about. I think The Archer is such a relatable relationship song because
Yeah,
it feels just like two people going back and forth, experiencing life. Like I cut off my nose to spite my face, and I hate my reflection for years and years. It's like getting in a fight
yeah.
and realizing the damage that you've done that
Hmm.
lasts for years and years. It's just like it's a hard one.
It is
Um,
hard. I feel like a lot of times when we get those insecurities pointed out, it's like, well, I already knew that, and I'm trying my best here despite those things. So, what more can I do for you? Like, it's very defeating sometimes. And so that line, who could ever leave me because I'm doing the most, right?
who
But also who
could
could ever
stay?
stay because
Because I
I
have
do
these
have these
problems
problems.
anyway. Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's
That's what I
so
was gonna
hard.
say.
And I've been the archer and I've been the prey because I've
Yeah.
been the person to cause the trouble, but I've also been the trouble. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. The
Yeah.
archer is, oh, it's a knife to my heart. Yeah,
The
it's
hard one.
really a rough one, but I love it, and I was devastated when it was removed. But then I'll just go back and watch it.
You can watch it on Disney Plus.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, Speaking of devastating songs, My Tears Ricochet.
Talk about a track five of all track fives. My
Oh
Tears
my
Ricochet.
goodness. Uh,
Ugh.
it It has so many. I bet Taylor had a hard time picking a track five for folklore.
Yeah, there are so many, but this is definitely the one. I mean,
I, I don't know.
do you think there's another one that trumps it?
Illicit Affairs.
Illicit
I don't know if it
Affairs.
trumps it, but like I probably
I mean,
Miracle.
so many. Peace. Pieces about not having peace. Mad
Yeah,
Woman. This
Mad
is
Woman.
crying.
Oh, but I mean, My Tears Ricochet
My
is
Tears Ricochet is
it
the
stands out.
angstiest.
It stands out. It
Yeah.
really, really stands out. It's just this ultimate like it goes back in line with her "you suck" message.
Even on
Um,
my worst day did I deserve, babe, all the hell you gave me.
mhm. You're the hero flying around saving face. And don't you hate that so much when
Ugh.
like all you can do is be angry and then there's that person that's like, huh,
Well,
so oh, I'm
I'm
here
taking
remaining
the high.
calm.
Yes.
But you're
I'm
like,
taking the higher ground.
but however many days ago you were being a jerk, it was just behind closed doors. Like
Exactly.
in front of everybody, you're being this way, but like I know what you are like. Like, mm, mm, it gets to you.
Oh, yeah.
And it is, yeah, that My Tears Ricochet was definitely the first song that stood out to me from folklore. Um, and I think I listened to it on repeat for like probably like 5 or 6 times. And I was like, oh man. Um, And this, it is a deep, deep cut.
There's just so much in here. It's like, whoa. The imagery and the poetry and the songs intense. And I just
Hmm.
love it so much.
Hmm. Watching the Eras Tour performance
Oh,
with the
yeah.
dramatic, like,
So dramatic.
water droplet in the background and the rain and the,
And the only choreography is them just like walking
yeah, and the
slowly.
just not home.
Oh, and then just not home. Yeah.
Yeah, and that line, I can go anywhere I want, just
Just
not
not home.
home.
How awful of a feeling is that?
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
go anywhere except for the place where I'm supposed to
Yeah.
want to go and feel the safest.
Uh-huh. I remember going through a breakup in college, and I was the one being broken up with, and
Hmm.
it was so hard for me, and all I wanted to do was go back to his house. It was the only place I wanted to go to. I could go see my friends, I could go back home, I could go to my sister's. I wanted to go to his place, and I could not go there. And my friends were like, "You can't go there.
Oh.
Stop it." And I was like, "We could just go drive by his house. We could just go drive by his house." You can't do that. It's like, okay. But I want to. And
Oh,
it's just like,
yeah.
that's really hard.
Yeah. That, oh, yeah, that one is super hard.
Deep cut. Speaking of deep cuts, Tolerate It, Rip
Oh,
Tolerate It.
no, no, it's like
Oh,
another one.
that was the one when it was cut from the Eras tour that was probably the hardest though. Like
That was
it's
the saddest for me. It's the
just such a
most,
unique
yeah,
performance.
dramatic storytelling. Uh,
Reads like a short story.
a little bit. Yeah, Tolerate It is one of my top songs. I think honestly, Tolerate It probably was the one that stood out to me the most on Evermore. Um, it, yeah, at the time I was going through something similar. And it really stuck with me really hard. And so,
And everybody
um,
always says, Evermore, Taylor says it's just stories that she wrote, but you can't go through something, you
how
can't
did
write that
she
without going through
know
it.
that feeling? Yeah, how does she know that feeling unless she experienced it?
Mm.
Yep. It's like, well, in folklore, I guess it's not in Evermore, it's in folklore, but illicit affairs, that one makes me wonder.
She has a
Unless,
couple of songs about infidelity.
yes, and that one is intense. Like you feel like, oh, am I in an illicit affair right now? Because I feel like I could have been there, with her, but I've never experienced that. But that song makes you feel like you have,
Hmm.
you know?
Taylor has a gift for that. The
Mhm.
line from Tolerate It that really gets to me is take this dagger in me and remove it.
The literal heart step. Ugh.
Hmm.
Can you please take this out? That would be great.
Yeah, and like it's just like leave us and break free. Just like break free and leave us in ruins. Take this dagger in me and remove it. Just like, is this the answer? And I hope that there is someone out there, man or woman, who who was in a relationship that was not working for them, and if that's what they needed, that they left.
Yeah.
If they needed to leave and that was the thing that they needed to hear, I hope that that's what they needed.
Yeah.
Because that's maybe that's what uh, inspired Taylor to write it. Because that just breaks my heart. And maybe there's someone out there who was in a tough relationship who heard The Archer and heard, help me hold on to you, and that inspired them to stay in a relationship that could
Yeah.
work. But on the flip side, maybe somebody needed to break free from a relationship that needed to be over.
Yeah.
Um, but that song,
Oh, this song also kind of goes to show you like people stay in relationships when they really shouldn't, and then they just string people along in the relationship when you really shouldn't. Um, I kind of repeated myself there. But But she asks the question, like you said, like, what would you do? What would you do if I broke free and left us in ruins? Then what? Would you be okay? Because you really don't feel like you're happy now. It doesn't
Mhm.
feel like you want to be here. You're just tolerating it, right? So like, but why are you here? If you're not happy and it's not like lighting you up and you're just like skirting through life in this relationship, why are you still here?
Mhm.
Yeah, that one's intense.
Next one is a little more, well, it's not, it's gut-wrenching in a different way.
It is. It's not relationship involved, really.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, and that's like the first one that's not
yeah.
actually. Which might be growth for Taylor. Um, Not that everything she's ever written has been centered around a relationship, but like for her vulnerability to involve just herself is growth. You're on your own, kid is like, this is my story. The thing that really got to me in You're on Your Own, Kid is talking about, I went to parties and starved my
Starve my body.
body.
Yeah.
Um, You're on Your Own, Kid was practically on the set list of the Eras tour. Wait, how many times?
Seriously, I think it was probably one of the top two or three songs
Hmm.
played as a surprise song. That and Maroon, and what's the other one that was always, oh, I don't know, but yeah, she played You're on Your Own, Kid a lot. Um,
Well, clearly she loves it. It was a track five.
yeah, and I think you're I think it's her story within the last, I mean, forever, but like more specifically since 1989, where she really was trying to discover different ways of proving herself.
Hmm.
And then she finally broke free from it and was able to realize you are on your own and you can do it. And you're going to get through all of it because you figured it out how to
Hmm.
do it on your own and
Yeah.
not with somebody
It's
else's help.
interesting too because the song starts out with a little bit of like a little bit about a boy. It says,
Yeah.
I wait patiently to notice me. But by the end, there's no mention of it. It's just like a couple mentions here and there about some boy. But then by the end, it's talking about how hard she worked. Um, I'll play my songs in the parking lot. Um, and a couple times she does mention I starve my body, search the party of better bodies. Like that comes up a lot. That's a big
Yeah.
thing for her. Um,
She
but
hosted parties. She hosted lots of
I
parties. That was the
hosted
theme.
parties and starve my bodies like I'd
Mhm.
be saved by a perfect kiss. And like that's her like acknowledging like that's not what saved me. Oh,
Right.
the jokes weren't funny.
Ugh, but she took the money anyway.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Everything
Oh.
you lose is a step you take.
Mhm.
So make the friendship
Friendship
bracelets
bracelet.
the thing that started it all. You've got no reason to be afraid. You're on your own, kid. You always have been. And then moving on to the Tortured Poets Department. So long, London.
So long, London. Should we do it again? Should we sing it again? I'm just getting color
Color back in
into
my
my face.
face.
I'm just mad as
Oh,
hell.
'cause I love
Love
this
this
place.
place.
Long
Oh, Joe
London.
Alwyn.
Oh man.
And I think maybe Maddie too, because both were British, right?
Yeah.
And I know she spent a lot of time in London specifically when she was with Joe,
Mhm.
but
It
I think
became
it
her
could be
own
two.
too.
Yeah,
And I think
it did. Yeah.
that's why it was so hard as well. Because she did spend so much time there. She had an apartment there. She loved it there. London was clearly the favorite child for the Eras tour. It got so many
Yeah.
guests and 8 performances, the most out of any city,
Mhm.
and just so many special things.
I think she still like loves her top like designers are
Uh-huh.
from the UK at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Fuck.
the lyrics are just so intricate, and
Mhm.
like my spine split from carrying us up the hill. Like that one will always get me. It just has a lot of imagery of her suffering. My friend said it isn't right to be scared every day of a
Every
love
day of a love
affair.
affair. Every breath feels like rarest air. Yeah.
So,
And you said I was going down with the ship. Or no, you
and you
said what
said
did
that
you said I abandoned
then
the
in the
ship,
ship, but
but I was
I was going
going
down
down
with
with
it.
it.
White
White
knuckle
knuckled
tying.
grip. Yeah. Oh, so long London is
Yeah.
a heart stab after
And
heart
everybody was just
stab.
waiting for that. Just knew it was gonna be a deep cut.
Hmm. And it was
And then surprise track 5, anthology.
bonus.
Um, while it's technically not like another album, it kind of is, and so I we included it in here. How Did It End is the fifth track on the anthology. And that one I think is one of Taylor's best written songs
Absolutely.
ever.
Absolutely.
And just hardest like to hear, yet you can't like not listen. It's like
Yeah.
um
Oof.
a
I'm getting
train
chills.
wreck.
No, I seriously love it so much that the very clear cut comparison of a relationship dying
Mhm.
to actual death.
Sitting in a train.
Ah,
Dying. And then the
DYING.
piano.
Oh,
Uh-oh, uh-oh.
yeah. And then
Say it
describing
once.
how people are,
The death rattle.
oh yeah, the death rattle. But then
Silence
you'll
as the soul
never.
was leaving the deflation of our dream.
Literally all the death things. That one shook me. I was like, whoa.
Oh, and live, the live version of that.
Oh,
Beautiful.
yes, yes. But also this like idea of people talking about your relationship. We'll tell no one except all of our friends. And
Mm-hmm.
they're
It's so
feverishly going
real.
home to their husbands
Mm-hmm.
because they know they can trust
The
them.
empathetic hunger
Woo!
descends. It's just like all these beautiful words. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. Go listen to it again if you haven't given it a chance. But I don't know, was talking about death in the last track five? Does that mean we're killing off the track five
No.
now?
No. Taylor would never. Can't say that. Never say never. That's what
Never
Taylor
say
would
never,
say.
but I just don't think so. Well, we only have a few minutes
I think
left.
we have time for one quiz. Quiz me, unless you
Okay,
want to be quizzed.
I'll quiz you. I'll quiz you.
Make it easier
Um,
this time.
what do you prefer? Do you prefer more like are lyrics harder for you, but then like dates and times of things easier?
No. I know the most random things, but I can't remember it all. Like some people remember every single thing about Taylor, and I just can't retain all that information. You think I could? Because it's all I think about all day. But
I know. You're so good at it, though.
throw everything at me, because if I don't know it now, I'll remember it later.
were
Because
you
I
really
learned it here.
connected to Speak Now?
Am I super connected to Speak
Hmm.
Now?
No, okay. No, I'm gonna say. What about all right, we're gonna do 1989 Taylor's version quiz.
Okay.
How many 1989 Taylor's version vault tracks include the punctual? Wait, did we do this?
I
Have we
think we
done
have.
this? We've done this.
I think I did it for you.
Okay. Yes, I'm sure.
That was a fun one.
That was a fun one. That's why I was like, let's do it.
Like, let's do it. This sounds fun.
Yeah. Beyond music?
Sure, yeah, let's do
Okay.
it.
Taylor's often inspired by, I think we've done this one before too. We totally have. I'm so sorry. Okay, we're gonna
Do
keep going.
something weird. Like that weird
Era's
lover house one.
openers, Sabrina Carpenter? I don't know.
Sure, sure.
All right. What song opens Sabrina's set list on the Eras tour?
Oh man.
Nonsense, Vicious, Read Your Mind, or Feather?
Heather? Was it nonsense?
It's Read Your Mind.
Oh.
At which show did Sabrina sing White Horse and Coney Island with Taylor?
Oh, at which show? It was
This is
in Australia, wasn't it?
um so the choices are Melbourne night 2, Sydney night 1, Singapore night 3, or Mexico City night 2.
Melbourne?
It was Sydney.
No, so
You
cool.
had the right country. What was Sabrina's first stop on the Eras tour? Buenos Aires, Sao Paulo, Melbourne, or Mexico City?
Oh, Buenos Aires?
Mexico City.
Oh,
That's okay. I wasn't paying attention to the Eras tour at this time.
I never watched the
So,
openers.
yeah. Which artist's songs did Sabrina sing a cover of during the Australian Eras
Oh,
show?
I think I know this.
Olivia Newton-John?
Olivia Newton-John.
Okay. Yeah, you got it. You got the
Yay!
last one right.
Yeah, I got one right. Could be a little
These
less
are
embarrassed
hard
because it's not
quizzes.
Taylor.
Oh, I apologize. There's one left. Before
Oh.
Sabrina came on stage during the tour, a video played of her singing what Taylor Swift song as a child? White Horse,
White
Love Story,
Horse.
Picture to Burn, or our song?
White is it White Horse? Picture to Burn.
It was Picture to Burn.
Okay. No,
Sorry.
I confused
We're
it with
gonna
her
say
singing White Horse.
You got that one right. So you got 2 out of 5.
You're so nice to me.
Those are really hard quizzes.
Those
Good job,
are,
Swift
and by
alert.
getting things
Yeah.
wrong, I learned the right answer, so it's
That's
okay.
right. Yes. Yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We hope this episode made you feel like you're ready for it. Don't forget to leave a review. Your feedback never goes out of style. If you've loved what you heard, then hit that subscribe button and share it with someone who's gorgeous. Tune in next time for more great content. Until then, stay in your wildest dreams and have a fantastic day. Bye.
Bye.